Of course, The Sims 4 had one of its biggest weeks whilst I was busy traveling, hanging out with my friends, and celebrating Kayla and Dan's wedding, which I had the best time. I cannot thank Kayla and Dan enough for inviting us and just throwing the perfect celebration for them both. I love them both so much. I miss all of my friends, but there was a lot of Sims 4 news that dropped over the time of me traveling. Actually, the very first day that I was traveling was the 4th, and that's when we got a bunch of new items to celebrate 25 years of The Sims. And these free items came in an SDX drop in The Sims 4. So I know I'm like 10 days behind, but I actually haven't loaded up my game in those 10 days. I also haven't been like consuming anyone else's content. So I wanted to check out these new items together because some of these actually did come in Create a Sim, and you all know I have a lot of thoughts and feelings and opinions when it comes to Create a Sim, and I just kind of want to see what's new so that I actually don't forget that we have these. Not gonna lie to you all, I'm already not 100% sure about this hair. I do know that we have some afro textured hairs that have come from other packs and then been put into base game or have just been introduced in base game. What's making me think this one is new is I don't really remember seeing this neckline, but maybe I just don't rotate my Sims this often. We do also have this cap. I don't like caps that have kind of a sloped lid to them. Like, I don't mind them, but this isn't the most like impressive thing I've ever seen. It does actually fit the Sims head a lot better, so it fits more, I guess, like this one, whereas the other like base game caps are always seeming far too big for our Sims heads. So this one looks a little better. It actually fits a lot nicer. It's a lot tighter to the Sims head. However, it's got more of like a cycle cap look to it rather than just like a regular kind of baseball cap. I also feel like they've been using this little icon a lot more as kind of like, I don't know, like a sports brand, like an Adidas or something like that. So a new cap for masculine Sims. We are starting off with masculine Sims. Then we have this pearl necklace. I do wish that there was like a rainbow version of this. It could also just be beads as well. It just could be a beaded necklace. Obviously in the white it looks more like a pearl string, but Lewis Hamilton actually wears one like this, and I wish that we had the Lewis Hamilton version. Then obviously with the introduction of horse wrench, we did start getting like bandanas, and then the bandanas soon turned into scarves. So we have this little neck scarf, which I don't still really use these all that often. I do like the plain swatches though. I just don't get an awful lot of use out of them because I'm like, I don't really feel like we need these. I also don't know why there's two versions of these. And then a like kind of, I mean, I would say a simple necklace, but it's not super simple. It also does have a little bit of like stretching when it comes to the Sim shoulders. The way that it looks the best is when the Sim shoulders are out all of the way. Otherwise it just kind of has like all of these bends in it, especially if you also mess with the Sims pecs. So not the best quality, and also not really giving like a chain necklace. It just looks weird to me. It looks very stiff. I don't like the fit of this at all. I think they could have given us a much better, simpler looking necklace over this. Unfortunately, no new earrings, which is a bummer because I feel like at this point in time we should have better studs than only this, or even better glasses, because not gonna lie, a lot of these glasses feel like 2014 when the original base game came out. Now this is where my knowledge is tested to see if I can spot what is actually new in base game. Now this is more difficult because I think a couple of years ago now we also got another like base game update where we got some new clothes introduced. So this is really gonna be me seeing if I know what is new. I definitely know this is new, and that's because I absolutely love a houndstooth pattern. decent. And I know that this didn't exist. Just a simple little shirt with a vest over it. There are also more plain swatches as well. This is honestly really nice. I kind of love the colors that they've gone for on this. I also love the shirt. Create a Sim is one of those things that has got better and better over time. The textures look a lot better, which is why I know a lot of people want the base game hairs to be updated. Then we have this D20 like blazer and shirt combination. This is kind of like a geeky tee under a blazer. I think this is kind of cool, especially for those kind of more nerdy Sims who do want to like show off their interests. Ooh, there's a little bit of, I don't even know what that is, texture issue there. It's like the t-shirt is mapping on to the blazer when it comes to this Vlad swatch, and that's really the only one that it's doing it in. Again, you also have just the plain swatches, so this is actually very, very nice. This is also really nice because we don't have many like cold weather options in the Sims 4 base game that actually look decent, and I feel like this can still be used as a cold weather option, even though it's just got like a t-shirt underneath. A simple t-shirt that is tucked in on one side. Now this is potentially a little bit bigger than I would want it to be. It sticks out just a little bit too much, but I have consistently said, like for the past 10 years, we need better plain t-shirts that fit nicer. I do wish that there was a version of this that wasn't also tucked, just because I do think I would get a little bit more use out of it if they had given us 3 different versions, like one that was fully tucked, one that was untucked, and then this kind of half tuck or a French tuck. But this actually fits really nicely. I love the detailing around the sleeves. I love the way it fits. It just flows a little bit better than like the other plain t-shirts that we initially had, such as this one, which was actually a newer one. This was the original base game one. This one is fully tucked, but it just seems a lot tighter, and obviously definitely not as many colors as the one that we now have. Gorgeous little polo neck. I absolutely love this. We do actually have a polo neck in Cats and Dogs, but it's actually tucked in, and it's actually super tall necked. I'm fairly sure it reaches almost the very top of a Sim's neck, whereas this one has the kind of pulled together like neckline and also sleeves. Also love the color combinations that they've gone for. We have this like work jacket with the teddy fleece kind of collar, also cropped, which I like. I have said that I would love to see more of the masculine stuff kind of play around with cropping a bit more, the fit of certain things and how they flow, and it actually feels like they've taken that on board when it comes to this. I want to see more stuff cropped at like the hips and waist for masculine Sims, just because I feel like that style is like so on trend right now. A lot of masculine clothes are being cropped a little bit more to kind of fit more figures, and I personally love that, so I am very much here for this. I support this. I love this. I do wish we kind of had like the traditional kind of tan. Like I guess this one is the closest that we have to it. Obviously this is celebrating the 25th anniversary. Very, very low quality, might I add. Also has English on and not Simlish, although there is a Simlish version. However, if Townie is randomizing this, I can definitely see people not being a fan of this. Why is this giving the Windows error that you used to get on like Internet Explorer, where it would just pop up like 5,000 times and you'd have to try and close everything? Then there is also this freezer bunny version. I actually like this t-shirt. If they had given this as more of like a boxy fit and then just like a plain swatch, I also would have got so much use out of this if it were just like a regular t-shirt. This is kind of showing off the new merch that they have. Oof, trousers are going to be even harder because I really don't pay attention to trousers. I am going to remove his top for right now just so we can check these out. I'm fairly sure these are new, and the reason I'm thinking they're new is because I would have been using these an awful lot if I knew that they were in the game previously. These are stunning. I know that people consistently say that they want longer trousers that actually don't show a Sim's ankle, and there you have it. now we have some. These are kind of giving eco lifestyle. I feel like we have a pair of trousers that kind of look like this. My favorite trousers in the game are either the Ancient Arrival trousers, I use those all the time, or the Snowy Escape jeans, and these kind of have the fit of both of those, and also the color palette. I would have also loved to have these in a kind of jean material, like a denim looking color. I really don't like that when we get like more neutrals like this, they tend to eradicate the blues, which I think is a royal shame, because these could easily be jeans, but we don't have anything that looks kind of like a light wash denim, and that is super unfortunate for me. Same with these shorts as well. Like, I know these are more of like a sport material, they're more of like a workout gear or a swimwear, but why do you have to eradicate the denim for all these other swatches? For full body, a couple of new suits, and then also some dresses, which I very much appreciate that they have also tagged those for masculine. Unfortunately, no new skirts tagged as masculine. I just wanted to double check that. So only 2 new trousers, but this is the new suit. I am gonna remove his socks. Yeah, these are unfortunately ankle grazers. I would have honestly loved a suit that maybe did have a longer trouser on it, because I feel like we don't get that all that often. This is very plain, not really many colors that are like catching my eye. Don't really know why we didn't get a brown version of this, because I feel like we've had brown and creams an awful lot. I know that they maybe wanted to switch up the color options a little bit, and then we have this version, which it is exactly the same suit, so I think it's just the color swatches that have changed up. This is actually where we see the browns. Okay, so clearly they were like, we haven't done enough and we need to add more color swatches. And then this one actually has a little vertical line to it. They also did some different color shirts and pocket squares, and then finally even more, same suit once again. It's the same collar and everything. This is also quite an untraditional collar, which I actually quite like, because I feel like we do have a lot of suits in the game that do actually look very similar. So this is a pinstripe, and then we also have, ooh, I love a gridded suit. This one is so nice. And then back to the like thicker vertical stripes. It very much is giving Mortimer Goth. This is the dress. This fits so nicely. I feel like we don't have many dresses that fit well on masculine frames. So this is really nice to see that they've actually thought about this, and they're like, okay, we're gonna make a dress that actually looks really good. And then we also have this dress right here, which is super sweet. I really like the way this dress looks. I can definitely see my teens using this for prom or a little like formal occasion. Not really a like everyday wear dress, but super cute. Again, fits so well. New looking brogues. Ooh. These are nice. I'm gonna get an awful lot of use out of these. I love it when they do a shoe that kind of has like a two-tone to it. It just kind of makes them feel like slightly more realistic. It's why I use the boots that came with Crystal Creations so much. Kind of wish they had given us this with like a chunky sole as well, just because I really don't feel like they play around with soles that much in The Sims 4. Then we got some new trainers. These look better than like any other base game trainer that we have. They look a lot like trainers that we've got recently. I feel like they really have given us a lot of these, especially in like a lot of the kits that we've been seeing and a lot of expansion packs. We also have this version, which is slightly more sparkly. I mean, I hope these are available for kids, because I feel like I would get way more use out of them for children. And then a really nice pair of Birkenstocks. Again, sandals don't look great in base game, so it's nice that we actually have a really decent looking version. I do know that they did actually introduce a couple of hairstyles. We saw them in the preview. This is one of the new hairs, which I absolutely love this. It's kind of like a shag mullet. Obviously, extremely on trend right now. Also, really nice to have a curly hairstyle because I feel like we don't get them all that often. It is very voluminous, which I don't mind. I kind of wish there was a version that was like sitting maybe potentially a little bit closer to the Sim's head, just because it does have a lot of weight like around here, but cannot complain about this. You love to see it, love seeing them play around with different styles. Then there's this ponytail, which is actually just traditionally a base game hairstyle. Please don't tell me that they've removed the original to just add. No, they haven't. So this was the original, and then there is the now new version with baby hairs. They also seem to have maybe taken out a little bit of volume just like at the front, which is actually really nice. Just looks way more natural on a Sim. We have this one, which is also added baby hairs, this one, which has added a new set of baby hairs, and then also this hairstyle, which I think this one is actually brand new to the game. Feminine Sims also got the new cap and the new necklaces. So the pearl one, the chain, and then the scarves. This one was kind of easier to find because it was below all of these like recolors that we got last time we got a base game update in Create a Sim. So first off, we have this blouse, which kind of has like pirate vibes. This definitely has the vibes of a shirt that we got for masculine Sims in paranormal stuff. I absolutely love that shirt. I really like how nice this fits our Sims. I like the billowy arms. Not my favorite colors in the world, I will say. However, I do think this actually fits nicely. It obviously tucks in to like a bunch of different trousers as well. If you do have a lower trouser on, it can start looking, I guess, a little funky just because of like how it's meant to really like tuck in on high-waisted stuff, but not the end of the world. It's actually working okay with a couple of these, but if you go for the more lower-waisted stuff that we have within Create a Sim, it could potentially like show off a little bit of the Sim's stomach. Then we have this little cardigan, again, very billowy arms. Interested to see if this one also tucks in. No, it does not. So it actually sits over a Sim's waistline, which is actually really nice to see. Very, very simple t-shirt. This is kind of like the masculine one, but I guess has more of a feminine fit just because it's like tucked in fully, and it does have those shorter sleeves that like feminine cuts usually do have. I do kind of wish that we had more of a boxy version of this, but tucks in super nicely. And then this little shirt as well, which is also tucked in, and this is more of like a frilly blouse situation. Another t-shirt that has a super tight fit to it. This is one I wish we got just a little bit more. Ooh, there is a long sleeve version. It's a bodysuit. Oh, I love it. Okay, this is nice. I feel like these are so popular right now as well, like these all over bodysuits. It does make me laugh how much you can see like a Sims underwear, I guess, underneath the white version, because you could also just use this as a swimming costume as well, which I like, even as a long sleeve and stuff. I do kind of wish we had a couple more colors in this, just because we don't really have a lot of bodysuits within the game. And this one's nice as well because it also doesn't show like the Sims underwear underneath, which sometimes they can do if they're a bodysuit in a top category like this one. And then they also got the 25th anniversary merchandise that we already saw on the masculine Sims. I think 4 new bottoms for feminine Sims. Really, oh my goodness, we needed this so desperately. Long pleated skirt. This is quite familiar to one that I think we have already in the game. It might have been Growing Together where it was introduced, or maybe I'm thinking of the Growing Together trousers. Feel like we kind of have one like this, but I use these types of skirts honestly probably the most out of any skirts, so nice to have a secondary option, especially in Create a Sim. These very like heavy mum jeans, which I absolutely love. Again, they are kind of lower than we're used to seeing jeans sit on an ankle, which is really nice. And they also gave us a couple of denim swatches. Would always like to see more, but can't turn my nose up at these. Just kind of wish we had a lighter wash. The same shorts that we saw for masculine Sims, and then also the same trousers, which actually fit really nicely on both frames. They look a little maybe distorted around this area, but it's not the end of the world. Full body, they just get the two dresses that we've already seen. Again, fit really, really nicely on feminine frames as well. And then the more formal one. Kind of wish we had more everyday wear dresses. Feel like we don't have many like everyday wear dresses within the base game, especially not ones that look good in the year of 2025. And for shoes, they get the same trainers that we've seen. They also do get a cheeky little pair of heels, extremely simple heels, very nice color swatches, I will say, and definitely not the stilettos or super high heels that I know people are wanting to see, but I don't have many complaints about them. Kids also get the new hairs that we've seen. No new tops or bottoms for children, but they did actually get the sparkly outfit, which does match the trainers. So they didn't miss a trick. They knew that my criticism was coming. They knew that I would say about those sparkly trainers. I hope that kids get them because I could use them a little bit more on kids. And they were like, you know what, we're going to prepare for that. And they did give us a full glittery outfit to match, which I'm never going to use, let's be real, unless maybe on Olivia Spencer Kim Lewis, because she is an icon who does deserve it. And then they also got the Birkenstocks. We do technically have a pair of these for children, maybe in seasons, maybe in another pack. It could have been growing together actually, because I think it was way more recent, but I do actually think they are a little bit nicer than the growing together ones. Toddler's got this new hairstyle, which is so flippin' cute. Don't ask me why they also didn't convert this for children, but the little curls in the front are killing me off. I absolutely love this. It's so adorable. They didn't get any of the other conversions of the new hairs though, just that one. And then these sandals, obviously we got different sandals for the other ages, but I think these are new for toddlers. They look too new to be in anything else, to be completely honest. Come on, give us something for infants. Infants are so quickly falling behind. This is why I never ever want them to introduce like preteens, because I feel like they introduced infants and then didn't give them anything. Although, is this dress new? This potentially could be new. It kind of fits the vibe of like the celebration. It has like a little sparkly star on it, and I feel like we didn't have this in the game. I feel like this kind of matches the kids like sparkly outfit. I think that infants desperately need new hairs, and then they also got the same sandals I think that the toddlers got. I read that there's potentially also a new goatee, but I genuinely for the life of me can't remember what was or wasn't in this game before the SDX drop. It could potentially be this one that is new, or we might have already had that, and technically that's kind of in like the mustache and beards combination, so maybe it's not that one, but I know for sure that we've had these, so potentially like this, but that definitely looks like a base game texture. If you do know for sure if there is a new one, let me know down in the comments. And then also I read that kids got a new watch, which I think is this one right here. I can't actually remember if we had this or not. I don't think we did. I think we only recently got like a kids watch, or maybe there was additional swatches added to this one, but I just wanted to point both of those out in case they were new as well and I hadn't talked about them just yet. Oh no, are those toe socks? Nah, don't do that to me. Simsy. Could they finally add new socks and then make them toe socks? No, 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 no. Don't play with me. I haven't checked full body accessories. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Oh my god, they're not. Oh, it's just weirdly showing the toe. This is the best day of my life. Are you freaking kidding me? I've been wanting socks of different height for so long. Oh, and the fact that we kind of got like an off-white as well. So this is the base game socks that we've had for so long. These are higher, which means if we put like a pair of boots, we can still see over them. Oh my god, all my jungle adventure sims. Oh my word, Sims team, I could kiss you. This is the best day of my life. Are you kidding me? Best SDX drop of all time. Thanks to these. They saved it. I don't want anything else. I am happy. Why did it also look like they made the nails bigger? This also potentially could be a new watch, or I could be making that up. That might have already existed. I know this one definitely did. This is kind of a skinnier one. Ooh, and then potentially this bracelet as well. Oh wait, this is a watch as well. I'm fairly sure that is new. Fairly sure these pastel tights are new as well. Oh, there's actually quite a bit in full body that I wasn't expecting to see. These like brighter colors, they potentially also could be. And then they also got the new socks. I don't know if we already had these stockings. I want to say that we did, and I just don't really use them that much, but I'm gonna put a big old question mark next to those because they also could potentially be new, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, everyone gets this for free anyway. It's base game. Base game is free. I feel like I don't need to be super accurate with what is new and what isn't new. Wait, actually a bunch of new tights and leggings in all different colors. I know we got bike shorts recently, but potentially also could be new, or like a couple of new swatches. Unfortunately, you can see Sims underwear an awful lot unless you are actually using the darker swatches. All in all, kind of happy, especially with the more simplistic stuff, because I definitely feel like a lot of that was needed, especially as like the t-shirt. Would have loved to see them add a couple more cuts to it, to be completely honest, just to make it a little bit more usable, especially when the base game is already lacking those basics so much. Gonna have to hold my hands up and say Lil Simsy definitely helped me out on this one. She is a pro at build and buy mode. She knows so many things and I do not. So I did quickly gloss over Kayla's video. She goes into detail and critiques. I'm obviously not gonna like just reiterate her points in this video, but she did help me pick out what was actually new. I already knew about the tiles because the subway tiles that we have in base game are hands down one of my favorite things. I use these original ones all the time. I actually did my own video where I recreated these as custom content and made like a really deep green version, like an emerald green. Unfortunately, this one isn't as dark as I would have liked it, but we did get a new subway tile. It's the glossy beveled subway tile. These aren't all the swatches, but these are a lot of the swatches. And then we did also get a new floor tile to kind of match these. So we have this like hexagon one. There are actually two versions of this. One of them has this like hexagon pattern inside it, and then the next is just a very plain tile. It kind of looks like honeycomb. And again, there are more color swatches than this. There is also like a black on black with like black grout. 3 new lights, and they come in 3 different sizes. You can also put these together really nicely, so you can make your own kind of lamp features, which is cool. Then obviously the new kitchen. This is going to be the one that most people are excited about. Kind of all of these objects come in very similar swatches. So you have a big range of woods and then also yellow and blue and green. Unfortunately, no pink or red, even though the tiles do come in pink and red. I know that some people are disappointed that it doesn't have pink on it, but it comes with this marble on top. Actually, not many of them have the black marble. It's only the black and white and then this like dark brown. There are also a couple with a gray marble, and then majority of them come with white. They also have the upper cupboards to match all of these swatches, and these are kind of like all the different versions. So you have the short one, you have the end one with this cute little shadow shelf on the side. Moving on, we have a new fireplace. It is pretty basic, but it's actually really, really lovely. I actually really like the size. I feel like a lot of the base game fireplaces that we have are actually like far too big. Like we have this one, then we have this one, but this is like looking rather dated right now, and then we have a more modern one, whereas this definitely looks more traditional. I will say this underneath is actually tagged as a rug, but it obviously matches the tiles or the brickwork. Then we have these little photos with a ton of different Sims on them. Oh, we have one that's like based on Sulani. Ooh, they're all kind of based on different worlds. I also love the art style. I don't know if these are new. This one, these swatches feel new. I feel like maybe the dinosaurs existed, but these are actually like little bins for your kids' room. There's like dinosaur versions and the elephant and the ladybirds, which is a lot of like the base game theming that we have. And then we have this one, which again has like unicorns and dinosaurs and then just like stars, kind of to match a lot of the furniture that you can put in kids' rooms. We knew we were getting this. This is actually a new climbing frame. So it's just a version with like a little void critter on and then has some like waves painted on it. It pretty much is just a recolor of the pirate ship that we already had. Nothing new for the spaceship though. I just wish we got some like more usable climbing frames for kids. I'm sick of having these oversized like super themed ones. Then we actually in build and buy mode, we got a new column and a new why can I not think of the name? Spandrel. A lot of people were like, is this a gazebo? What is this? When we got the teaser video, it does just happen to be a spandrel and a column, so you can actually use this for a bunch of different things. It's not a pergola or anything. And then we got these 5 new windows. Again, all kind of the same color swatches of what we've seen like in the kitchen. So you have pinks, greens, yellows, blacks, whites, wood tones, and these come with like inside frames and then the outside frames done as well. I think all the windows are actually the short wall height. I don't think there are any in the taller ones. However, when it comes to the doors, 3 of them are medium wall height. So you have this big sliding door. Then you have this really nice wooden swatch that I have right here. But again, this comes in like all the other colors. Really love that door. I just think it's so usable. And then this like big front door. And then you also have these 3, which are on the short wall height. Again, another like main front door, but a little bit smaller than this one. Then you have this really nice just like plain wooden door, which I think is going to be so usable. This is probably going to be my go-to from now on. And then also a small sliding door. Just kind of suit the graphics a bit more in 2025 in comparison to a lot of the other base game stuff that we originally had. Fairly sure that's everything in build and buy mode, but like I said, I definitely am not an expert when it comes to this. So if there is anything that I'm missing, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this video. I know it's pretty much old news by this point, but I really just wanted to know what was new, and of course I wanted to record kind of my first reaction for you all. I feel like this definitely helps me to like remind myself of like, oh yeah, this got added at this date, especially when I like go back and like watch those videos for references. This is also extremely helpful because I am currently doing like a base game save file where I'm updating everyone's hot and cold weather outfits to actually be appropriate to base game and the packs that they came with. And obviously these new assets, like I said, some of them do help with that because some of them do feel as if you could have like them for a cold weather or a hot weather outfit. I'm gonna have that try to be done as soon as possible. It was something that I wanted to do years ago and then I kind of just forgot about it. So I want to get it out this year at some point, and then I want to use that as like a default so that I can then make one where kind of the Sims are like relationship accurate and all represented properly, especially if you have packs that then like further relationships. So want to get both of those out in 2025. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Tomorrow's video, we're gonna go over all the other news that I missed. We're gonna start the event. I also want to go over the roadmap as well. I don't know whether I want to like do those two together or have them as 2 separate videos, but there's a lot for me to catch up on. So hopefully it's also just a way for you guys to hear my thoughts and feelings, and then also in the comments, like, react yourselves. I appreciate you all so much, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.